This is my 2024 Squier Affinity Jazz Bass review. Let me show you and tell you more about this bass. So I walked into a music shop planning to buy a Fender Player II Jazz Bass, but actually I came home with this. This is a Squier Affinity, and after 3 months of playing it, I'm convinced I made the right choice. And I'm going to tell you why this bass that costs 3 times less than the Jazz Bass is better. So as I went into the shop, I was considering a Fender. I knew I wanted a Jazz Bass. So I walked in and I was lucky enough to find in a small shop near me, which I don't have many choices living in West Wales where I do, there was a Player II Jazz Bass and there was this Affinity Jazz Bass. So first thing I did was pick up the Fender. And the Fender, I think it was marked up at about £700. Played it. Had the jazz neck, you know, thin nut. Felt like a comfortable neck. It was all right. It didn't blow me away, but I was like, okay. Then I picked this up. This was £220. And I was blown away when I considered the cost. So this was a third of the price. And honestly, it felt better. Maybe because I knew that the price was so different. But it felt better to me. The neck fit better in my hands. It sounded better through the amp to me. So I was quite impressed. Now the Player 2 didn't sound bad compared to this. But there was no noticeable difference to me. I couldn't feel that the Player 2 was £400 more in quality. It did not feel it. And then when I considered the pricing, this made sense. It really did. Let's talk about what you actually get for your £230. So this is a 2024 Squier Affinity. The body is poplar. The Player 2 is made of alder, and tone woods are a hotly debated topic online. We know that. I can't tell the fucking difference, especially when it's an electric guitar and you're plugging it in. So this is poplar. Generally a bit lighter than alder. I do know that. I can't remember checking the weight difference there. Incidentally, this actually weighs 4 kilos, pretty much on the dot, which is about 8.8 pounds. The neck is a bolt-on maple C-shaped neck. It feels great in the hands. It's 34-inch scale. It has a 38.1mm nut width, which is nice and narrow. I've really enjoyed that. It feels easy on the hand, especially when you're stretching, when you're up top. The neck is like a glossy finish, but not overly glossy. It's not sticky. Your hands do glide up it quite nice and easy. The fretboard is an Indian laurel. I don't know much about that. I'm assuming it's a cheaper version of rosewood. It's got 2 single coil, well, it's a jazz bass, of course it's got 2 single pickups, but these are ceramic pickups. They sound all right. There's no buzzing, there's no grounding issues. I think the electrics are okay. I am going to upgrade them. I'm going to try a pair of Wilkinson El Nico 5. I think these sound great for what they are. I'd like to see if I can get any more out of this. Considering the amount of money I saved on this bass, spending some money on the pickups isn't the end of the world. This has a fairly standard saddle design, and they are chrome saddles. They're not brass. They intonate the guitar really well. Talking about intonation, it was set up pretty good when I got it. I did lower the action slightly. There's one slight thing, the nut is glued in slightly off center by maybe like half a mil hanging off. You don't really catch it, but the frets were dressed nicely. The tuners feel pretty solid. I mean, sure, they're basic standard ones, but they're your traditional tuners, but they feel solid. They hold tune. The knobs feel cheap. I'm meaning to change these. They do feel cheap and plasticky, but really it doesn't bother me that much. And a 4 screw bolt on neck, pretty standard there. The finish is decent. This is some sort of, I can't remember what they call it, some sort of rose blush or something. It's the only color they had in stock. Right, so let me show you what this sounds like. We'll plug it in and then I'll run you through what it's like, each pickup, on and off. And then at the end, I'll tell you why I think you should buy it. So this is recorded directly into my Behringer interface into Reaper. So let's talk about my final thoughts about this bass. Really, I've been using this for the last 6 months in rehearsals and playing live, and it's held up perfectly. I can't fault it really. I've had no problems with the electrics. I've had no problems with the tuners or the nut or anything. It stayed in tune. The action stayed where it should be. It's been great. Colin from the future here. I'm editing this video. This is my first one. I'm rambling like a fucking crazy man. I'm talking a load of bullshit. Essentially, what I'm trying to say is at the end of this video, this bass is worth it for the money. For the 220, 30 pounds that you're going to spend on this, you're getting much more value for your money rather than spending the 700 pounds on that Fender bass. If you're going to be buying a Fender, I think when you're going to get the quality is when you're spending 1,500 to 2,000 pounds. For the 700 price range, I think you're just better off getting a good Squire or like a Sire or something. So this, although this is a lower end of a Squire, this is definitely worth it for the money. Don't dismiss it just because it's a bottom range Squire. It's actually really good for the money. It's great components. It sounds great. So I recommend it highly. Right, I'm going to stop waffling and I'm going to